All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Please do me a quick favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know on this beautiful Millionaire Monday, December the 26th, 2022, with only 5 days remaining in this calendar year. Your boy, my squad, we're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you're coming on, do me a quick favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, and I want you to put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. Where are you watching me from on this beautiful Millionaire Monday? I want to say Merry Christmas to all of you. Hope your holiday season this past week was extraordinary. For those of you that celebrated Christmas this past weekend, we celebrated yesterday in church. We had church yesterday. We had an amazing church service. We went to my mother-in-law's house after church and we ate good. And just this past weekend has just been absolutely extraordinary. I love the Christmas holiday season, but guess what? We are back here in the office today. I couldn't wait until today. Y'all know Monday is my favorite day of the work week, and I'm super excited to have an opportunity to be here live on the Ramonepreston Show. So again, hit the like button if you're watching me live, hit the share button, and don't forget to put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. Put in the comments what city you're watching me from. Today, I want to talk to you about how to create your New Year financial game plan. How to create your New Year financial game plan. Now, we only have 5 days remaining in this calendar year. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is going to be very critical to your success financially and professionally and even personally in 2023. So with that being said, let me say welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramonepreston. Every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, I come here on this show to give you information, to give you the game, to give you things that you can use to properly start, properly structure, and at some point properly scale your business, ministry, income streams, and wealth building dreams. And what qualifies me is that I have been able to build a successful organizational enterprise after almost 20 years of being a full-time entrepreneur. I think I know a thing or two about running a business. I think I know a thing or two about finances. And everything that I know, I love to share it with you and with the people who I come into contact with. And so again, today I want to talk to you about how to create your New Year financial game plan. Everybody and their grandma trying to think about this New Year's resolution, right? What I'm going to do in 2023, how I'm going to make it happen, what I'm going to do with my business, what I'm going to do with my finances, what I'm going to do with my health. Am I going to work out? Everybody putting game plans together in the form of resolutions, in the form of goals, in the form of action steps. So today I want to talk about how you can create your New Year financial game plan. Now, in order for me to really explain how to do this to you, we need to go through some numbers. We need to do some math, okay? We need to think about a few things. Number one, why is it important for you to create a New Year financial game plan? Well, here's one of the reasons. Without a vision, we perish. That's actually a biblical scripture. Without a vision, we perish. One person says it this way: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you ain't put no financial plan together for your life in 2023, you have, my friend, by default already failed. So you have to put some type of game plan together. You have to take the time throughout this week to figure out what exactly do you want to accomplish financially. Now, again, there are so many areas of your life that you probably want to accomplish certain things in. You probably want to accomplish certain things in your health, with your physique, with your relationships, maybe on your job, in your marriage, in your community, all these other areas. But we need to focus on the area of our finances, okay? So when it comes to your finances, when it comes to that money, honey, what exactly is your game plan? What type of game plan are you going to put together? And there's a lot of different things that you need to do in order to make sure that you create a solid financial game plan. But what's most important is for you to at least know that you got to do something. Okay, if you don't do nothing, ain't nothing going to change. Okay, ain't nothing going to happen. And if you don't want to repeat the same cycle, you got to be willing to do something different. Okay, now, another thing that you have to think about when it comes to you knowing that, okay, you have to put a financial game plan in place. And it's important for you to do it because if you fail the plan, you plan to fail. Without a vision, we perish. Okay, but you also have to understand that there's a level of education, there's a level of knowledge, there's a level of information that you have to introduce yourself to. This is one of the reasons why in the Bible as well, it says without a vision, people perish. So without you having some level of knowledge, some level of education, some level of information, you perish. In other words, you really can't navigate to a better place financially, even if you put a game plan together, if that game plan doesn't include a certain level of knowledge, a certain level of information, a certain level of education about finances. I say this all the time to people, and I think it's a good place for me to say it here. Your financial situation today is a reflection of your relationship with finances. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'll say it this way. Your relationship with money has a lot to do with where you are with your money. So for example, if you don't have no money, or if you don't have a lot of money, or if you have a certain level of money, wherever you and I are when it comes to the dollar bill, this is a direct reflection. This is the direct association to our relationship with money. So how much money I have or how little money I have is a direct reflection and association to what my relationship with money is. Okay, so even at the beginning phase of you putting a financial game plan together, you first need to know that, okay, you need one. You have to have one in order for you to be financially successful. You have to have one. Number two, you've got to be aware that in order to put a successful game plan together for your finances, that you have to get educated. You have to get trained. You have to open yourself up to different data points, different information when it comes to money. Most people who have financial problems, money problems, most people who have income problems, they don't just have money problems, financial problems, or income problems. They have information problems. Okay, so if you have problems, okay, if you have problems with money, whether you call it money, whether you all of this is the same, by the way. Money, income, finances, you call it what you want to call it. But guess what? If you have problems with this, or all three, whatever you want to call it, these problems stem from this problem, information, because you cannot operate with money, with income, with finances above your information. Another word for information is knowledge. Another word for knowledge is education. A stronger word for education is training. So in order for my money problems, my income problems, my financial problems to change, I have to change my information about money, right? I've got to change my knowledge about money. I got to change my education and my training about money. This is how it works. And if you can just, even at the beginning phase of putting a financial game plan together, if you can just wrap your mind around this truth that I have to do something different. I cannot go into 2023 with the same mentality. I cannot live my life every day for 365 days in 2023 with the same information, with the same knowledge, with the same education, with the same training. Because if I do, I'm going to have what? I'm going to have the same problems. All right? Now, above and beyond all of what I just mentioned to you, all right? Above and beyond all of what I just mentioned to you, this is just the foundation, the beginning phase of creating this financial game plan. But above that, there are studies, there are surveys, there are statistics, there is a substantial amount of scientific proof to show that everything that I just mentioned to you is not only true, but it has been proven to either work or don't work, depending on how you apply what I just said to you. As a matter of fact, there are studies that show the average adult in America, doesn't even have $1,000 saved up. The average adult in America doesn't even have $1,000 saved up. Think about that. So America is like the wealthiest country in the world, the most powerful country in the world. I mean, we print trillions of dollars and give it away. I mean, we just throw money away every day. And even in the most wealthiest, most powerful country in the world, the average adult, we're talking about maybe 8 out of 10 adults in America don't even have $1,000 saved that they don't have to spend. Which means I'm not talking about the $1,000 you're going to get paid this week or the $1,000 you set aside to pay your mortgage next Monday. I'm talking about just putting $1,000 away and forgetting about it. At least 8 out of 10 people who are adults in the United States of America ain't even got $1,000. Now, again, we can attribute this to so many different problems. We can attribute it to the government. We can attribute it to the system. We can attribute it to the school system. We can attribute it to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. We can attribute it to whoever we want to attribute it to. We can attribute it to politicians, to churches. We can blame anybody we want to blame. But I'm telling you, based on all the information that I shared with you so far, one of the biggest reasons why 8 out of 10 adults in the United States of America don't have at least $1,000 saved that they don't have to touch is because they lack financial information, or should I say the correct financial information, which means they don't have a financial game plan. So my question to you is, do you today, as you prepare for this new calendar year, do you have a solid, successful financial game plan in place? I really want to know that. Do you have a solid, successful financial game plan in place? All right. There are different words that you can use. I'm using the word game plan. Okay. But you can use a financial plan. And if you use a financial plan, if you use that terminology, my question to you is, do you have a 2023 financial plan in place? Do you have a financial plan for how 2023 needs to look for you when it comes to your money? If you do not have this financial plan, this is why this show is going to be very important. And really, all this week, I'm going to be hitting on this because there are some things that my team and we're preparing to do to help you as you prepare to move into 2023. But if we are going to help you, you have to at least put yourself in a position to receive the help, okay? You have to at least respond. You have to engage. You've got to reach out to me, and you've got to give me and my team an opportunity to help you and to work with you, because we have the resources. Everything that I teach you about business and about money, I live it. So I know it works. And I know what it is to be on the opposite side, on the wrong side of the spectrum of information that I'm sharing with you. Because there was a time I was in deep debt. There was a time I didn't have a pot to put it in or when to throw it out. I come from poverty. And even since I've been a full-time entrepreneur within the last 19, almost 20 years, I've had many, many times that I didn't have money. I didn't have credit. I had too much debt. I had bad credit. I had no income. I had no savings. So I've experienced it all. But now that I have made the necessary adjustments and corrections, and I have been consistent long enough to experience a certain level of financial success, it is even more of a passion for me to reach out to those of you who need this information and who need this help and support, to show you that it is actually possible. So my question again to you is, do you have a 2023 financial plan in place? Is it a solid financial plan? Is it successful? Do you have some type of game plan that you've put together? If you haven't, I want to give you a few things that you can do to show you how to put or to create a financial game plan for the new year. The first thing that you're going to need to do, this is how you're going to do it. Number one, the first thing you need to do above and beyond all of what I've just talked, or in addition to that rather, the first thing you need to do is you need to qualify and quantify the dollar amount, the target. You need to put some type of financial target in place. So for example, if 2023 is the year that you're putting a financial game plan together, you need to have some type of target between January and December, and you need to qualify this and you need to quantify it. Now, the good thing about everything that I'm sharing with you today and what I'm going to be talking about all week long is I have courses available on my signature business and financial wealth building system called the Millionaire Blueprint. I got courses on all this stuff. I got courses to show you how to set goals. I got courses to help educate you on money, to familiarize you with the concept of money, how to increase your income, creative cash flow strategies, creative tax strategies, like all the ins and outs, the ABCs of financial literacy. I have all this information in the form of courses. I've got documents and forms and tutorials. I got a lot of information to help you. But for 2023, you need to set out, okay, between January and December, what is my financial target? You need to put a financial target in place, okay? Or a easier way to say it is, you need to put a money target in place. And you need to qualify this. What do you mean qualify my money target? Well, you need to be able to articulate, qualify how much money you want to make and how much money you actually need. Not just how much you want to make, but how much money do you need? So for example, you may want to make 100,000. I'm just using six figures as a general example. So let's say you want to make 100 grand. Okay, you want to make $100,000 this year in 2023. Okay, but let's also say you want to make 100,000, but you also want to be out of debt. Maybe you want to be out of debt. Okay, well, that means you got to qualify and quantify your debt. So you qualified 100,000. I want to make $100,000. Okay. So don't just say you want to make 100,000. Qualify it, but then quantify it. Put it in dollar amounts. The next thing you want to do is look at maybe the debt you want to pay off. Maybe it's a car you want to pay off. Maybe you want a down payment for a house, or maybe you want to send your child to college, or maybe you want to go on a vacation and it's going to cost a certain amount. Whatever the things are that you want to accomplish, whatever the targets are that you want to accomplish financially, qualify it and quantify it. And whatever that total dollar amount is, you add it up. Because if you want to make six figures in 2023, okay, that's 100 grand. But I also want to be out of debt. How much debt are you in? I don't know. It might be $50,000 worth of debt. Well, guess what? You need to qualify and quantify that 50,000. Okay, I want to go on a nice vacation and I want to get me a new car. Okay, do I want to put a down payment on that car? And do I want to pay the whole vacation off when I go on it? It could be a $5,000 vacation. It could be $10,000 for a car that you want to put down. It could be a down payment for a house. So 5 for a car, for a vacation, 10 for a car. And then it may be $20,000 or $25,000 for a down payment on a house. So that's 25, 30, 40. So that would be like another 40 grand. This is how you qualify and quantify your money targets, because all of your money targets really are quantifiable numbers that you've converted information into. So for example, I should be able to look at these numbers and I should be able to associate these numbers, the quantifiable numbers, with information I've qualified. The 40 grand is my car down payment, my vacation, and my house that I'm paying down on, depending on what type of down payment you're putting on. The 50,000 is all my credit cards and my debt that I owe or collections. The 100 grand is just a plain salary, just pure income that I'm making. But I need to be able to see the numbers. A lot of people, what happens is they try to set financial targets. They try to set money targets for like a whole year, but they never qualify and quantify those targets. Now, if what I'm saying is confusing to you, it's only because you just don't understand it how I understand it. And if you don't understand it how I understand it, you definitely need to educate yourself. You definitely need to train and get this information and learn on a day-to-day basis. That should be one of your goals anyway, is to train and educate and learn on a day-to-day basis. So in this example, I've got certain numbers that represent certain things that I want done. So at least I put a financial target together. And then I need to add that target up. So in this example, this is $190,000. And again, depending on where you are and who you are, it might not be 190. If you take a zero off, it might be 19,000. If you add a zero, it might be 1.9 million. I don't know what your financial target is. All I'm telling you is, if you plan on creating a financial game plan for 2023, you need to look at January to December of 2023, and you need to put a list out, a layout of all the things that you want to accomplish next year. Qualify those things. How do you qualify those things? With information that you can articulate. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to have. And once you qualify all those things, now you got to connect those things to a money target. That means you got to quantify them. You have to associate a dollar amount to everything you want to do. Don't just put this whole list of stuff you want to do in 2023 and you ain't got no doggone dollar amount on how all that's going to happen. How much all that's going to cost, whatever it is. You could just have a plan to want to repair something in your house, or to fix something on your car, or to just do something with your yard, or to maybe just do something with the kids. You need to put a dollar amount. Everything, remember this, I always tell this to people. You got to learn to do the math. You got to learn to do the math. And learning to do the math is essentially you learning to put a dollar amount to everything you want to do. This is more of a sophisticated way of saying it. I want to quantify it. But all it means is I want to put a dollar amount to what I want to do. Oh, I want to go to the store. How much is it going to cost? Oh, I want to take the day off. How much is it going to cost? Oh, I want to get away for 2 days and go to the mountains. How much is it going to cost? I want to go out to eat next week. How much is it going to cost? I want to go buy a new, bed set. How much is it going to cost? Like everything you do, you have to start doing the math on so that you know exactly what the dollar amount is for what you want to do. I hope I'm making sense to you. If I'm making sense to you and you're tracking me so far, please let me know in the comments, okay? So this is the first thing that you need to do, all right? So once you have your financial targets, once you have the dollar amount, once you have the targets, the dollar amount of what you want to accomplish between January and December, okay? Once you have that total dollar amount, then you need to reverse engineer it and bring it back to today. And the way you reverse engineer it is you divide it up into 12 months. So let's say in the example that I gave, let's say if the money you want to make in 2023, the debts you want to pay off in 2023, and the extra things you want to do in 2023, let's say in that last example I gave, it totals like it did $190,000. Okay, let's say if it totals $190,000, what exactly do you need to do when I say you need to reverse engineer it and bring it back to today? Well, you need to divide $190,000 into 12. So that would mean in this scenario, you would need to figure out how to make $15,800 a month for the next 12 months. Now, don't let your brain start going into this whole thing of, man, how I'm going to make $15,000? Or how I'm going to make $8,000? Or how I'm going to make $4,000? It don't matter right now. What matters is you are able to do the math on what you want to happen and what you need to happen between January and December of 2023. And you've articulated those things. You've done the math and quantified those things, and now you're reverse engineering it to figure out how much money does that actually mean I need to make every month in order to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. Like I'm telling you, once you start learning math, that's when you know you're becoming more financially literate. Once you start learning math, that's when you know you're becoming more and more financially literate. So if you want to know how to create a new year financial game plan, I'm showing you how to do it. Putting down a list of the things you want to do, you need to do, doing the math on those things to associate a dollar amount to how much it's going to cost for all those things to get done, reverse engineering your whole year back to today so that you can see in a 12-month window, what does it cost for that to happen? How much money you're going to need. Now, you might still be working a job, and you might only make $1,500 a month, right? Let's just say if you got a $15,800 goal, financial target to get to 190 or whatever your goal is. Even though you're not making that on your job, or maybe you run a business and you're not making that, at least you have the number, the target. That's the most important thing right now for you to have that, because nobody really sets out with all these intricate details that are clear about how they're going to accomplish what they're going to accomplish. Don't you know a whole lot of companies right now are setting budgets for next year, and they don't know how they're going to have that budget? They ain't got the money sitting in reserves. They don't have the contracts and deal flow set up. A lot of companies are just waking up every day trying to figure out how they're going to survive another day. But the companies that are at least finding momentum to move forward are the companies that have done the math. They've put some type of game plan together so that they can start breaking it down in more granular ways to figure out, how do I actually get to $15,000 a month? What are things that I can do? Well, I never get to that if I never know the number. Like, it's a whole lot of people right now that I talk to today. They wake up every day and they don't know how much money they're in debt. They don't know the total dollar amount that they owe. They don't know how much money they need or want every month in order to put a certain amount of money aside. They have no game plan. Okay, they have no financial plan. So one of the things that I like to do, just even with this example, is I like to break things down in such granular, incremental ways that you're able to see it and gradually groove it into your mind so that every day you can do something. Because when I look at numbers like that, whether it's $15,000 a month that I want to make, or whether it's $50,000 a month that I want to make, I would break it all the way down to the day. I'll break it all the way down to the day. Like for me, one of my goals, one of my financial targets, one of the things that I want to accomplish in 2023 is I really want to become a $10 million company. That's what I want. I want to have a $10 million company. So guess what I had to do? I had to look at January to December. And I actually have this written down in my notes because I read it and I go over it every day when I go over my goals. And so I want 10 M's. I want my company to be a $10 million company. I want to 10x my revenue. Okay? So I want to be a $10 million company. So let's just do the math on that. 10 million divided by 12. So that's 833. That's pretty much $830-something a month for 12 months. Yep, that's $800-something a month. But if I break that down into, let's say, 4, that would be $208,000 a week in order for me to become a $10 million company. But when I see that, at least I know, oh, wow. In order for me to be a $10 million company in 2023, I need to figure out how I can make $208,000 a week. Now I can take my products and my services, or my median product and service, and I can divide it into that to figure out like what type of game plan am I going to need and how many products and services do I actually have to sell in order for me to hit 208. If I just took my median price, and divided it, 208 divided into 3, that would be 69. That would be 69 mentorship programs that I would have to sell if I took 208 divided into 1,500. That would be 138. So I would have to sell about 138 of my signature programs a month to make $208,000 a week, rather. That would be 138 programs a week, rather, in order to make $208,000 a week. But at least I see, okay, what do I have to do to sell 138 programs? So it ain't going to be easy, but at least I have some measurable, quantifiable number that I can associate to products and services, even though it's going to take a certain level of marketing. It's going to take ads that I have to run. It's going to take hiring people, processing payments. It may take a lot, but at least I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. All right. Now, I know I went kind of all the way to the top with you on that example, but I wanted to at least show you that if you're going to create any kind of financial game plan for the new year, it all starts with you knowing that you need one, okay? So let's just get back to the top. You need a financial game plan. Okay, can we just start there? You need a financial game plan. All right, number 2, we're just starting there. So you need to say this to yourself. I need a financial game plan. Let me just put this for 2023. I need a financial game plan for 2023. All right. You need education and information on finances. Because if you're going to have a financial game plan, that means you need education and information on finances, right? Number 3, you're going to have to map out. I'm just trying to make this information easy. Map out all of 2023. And I want you to quantify, I want you to qualify. Come on, baby. I want you to qualify and quantify the numbers. Okay, so is that making sense to you? So how are you going to create your New Year financial game plan? Number one, you're gonna create it by at least accepting the fact that you need a financial game plan. You got to accept it. Like, it starts here in your mind. Oh, I need one. It's kind of like you not knowing you need something and you're not being aware of it, and you thinking that you're gonna get it, you're gonna accept it. It don't happen like that. There are a lot of people who just pass up a lot of opportunities because they don't think they need them. Okay, so you have to be aware of that. You have to accept that you need it. Number two, you need education and information on the thing that you realize you got to have. Because if you don't have a financial game plan, if you're not successfully executing a financial game plan right now, and if it's not working, even if you put one together, it's because you don't have the correct information. That's another thing you have to accept. Like, I had to accept this. I got to a point in my life that I had to accept the fact that I didn't know enough. I didn't know enough about money. I didn't know enough about business. I didn't know enough about saving money, making money, I didn't know enough about these things. And because I didn't know enough about them, my relationship with money was affected, and I just didn't have it. That's just the way it was, okay? And then you need to map out all of next year, and you need to qualify next year by getting a list of what you want to happen, what you need to happen, and then you quantify that with numbers. You associate everything you know you need to do with numbers, okay? Number four, you divide it up. I would divide it by month. I would divide it by week. I would divide it by 12 months. I would divide it by 52 weeks. I would even divide it by 365 days if I have to, just to have an idea of how important and how precious every day is in order for me to accomplish what my game plan says I can accomplish. All right? This is just like an easy cram course on how you can create your New Year financial game plan. Now, if you need an even easier version of this, as I mentioned earlier on the show, I have a signature program. It's an online business and financial training program teaching you all the ins and outs of finances, business, entrepreneurship, sales, marketing, goal setting, real estate investing, scheduling, and much more. I have this entire program. It's called the Millionaire Blueprint, and I would love to give you access to this program so that you can have the information, have the resources, and have the time to put a successful financial game plan in place. The good thing about this Millionaire Blueprint is I give you access to it for 1 year. So you have a whole year to learn through these concepts and these principles. And guess what? You're going to see a difference. Most likely you'll see a difference within the first few weeks. Like, most of the people who join our Millionaire Blueprint program, they see results within the first few weeks. I've had clients that have joined this program, and within a few days they started their holding companies because we've got courses and videos and tutorials to show them how to do it. We've got people who have started our Millionaire Blueprint, and within a couple weeks they readjusted their W-4s because they're W-2 employees. They've seen an increase in their income within 1 to 2 pay periods. So we have so many business and financial strategies that we teach in this one comprehensive program. We've got people who have joined this program, and just within weeks, they have put together sales processes. They put together marketing plans. They've repositioned themselves in the marketplace to get more attention, to make more conversions, because we teach these principles and concepts to show you how we do what we do so that you can do it and see the same success and the results. Okay, so I would love to have an opportunity, even today. It's Monday, December the 26th. A lot of people are not working today. I'm here because I want to help people. I don't want you to waste this last week go into 2023 scrambling around, scrapping, trying to figure out how are you going to create any type of momentum for your business when what you needed to do was educate yourself, learn, train, and get in an environment where people are giving you the things that you need so that you can grow. As a matter of fact, before this week is out, one of the things that my team and we've been talking about doing is we've been talking about launching another 90-day Millionaire Blueprint Challenge. And I'm really thinking about doing this. And what this 90-day challenge is about is working with you and helping you put together not just a game plan for the year, but even short-term targets for the week and for the first 3 months of the year so that you can at least crush it the first quarter. So like if you can put together a solid game plan for the year and you can break that game plan down into incremental targets and action steps for the first week, the first month, and then roll it over into the first quarter of the year, which is the first 90 days of the year, you will be more than likely to succeed the rest of the year. Okay, this is like a principle of first things. If you can crush the first week of the year, it will be easier for you to crush the first month. If you can crush the first month of the year, it'll be easier for you to crush the first quarter of the year, which makes it even easier for you to crush the last 3 quarters of the year. So I'm really thinking about launching again. We did it a couple years ago. We had a lot of success, but this time I want to incorporate it with everyone who is in our business community. So you would need access to our Millionaire Blueprint so that we can walk you through the courses and the modules and the lessons every week for the first month and every month for the first quarter. So I would love for you to be a part of it so that when we get to the end of this week and we decide to launch another 90-day Millionaire Blueprint campaign and a challenge, that you can be a part of it. So if you're interested and you would like to know more information and maybe you have a few questions on how our Millionaire Blueprint program works and how can you get started and how can you get the support and the help that you need, I would be more than happy to answer those questions today. All you need to do is just text me right now. You can text me the word millionaire. That's what I want you to be anyway. Text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. I want you to text millionaire to this number, and we'll call you right back once you text, and we'll answer any questions that you have. And maybe you're just ready to get started today. I've been urging everybody in my community to get started now and use this last week as practice for what you want to start doing January 1 of 2023. But I want to help you put this game plan together. I want to help you set your financial targets. And if we launch this 90-day challenge for the first quarter of 2023, I want you to be in the community. I want you to be a part of it. But you're going to have access to our Millionaire Blueprint, because there are certain courses and lessons and modules that we have in it that we're going to be directing everybody to, and we're going to have our check-ins to make sure everybody's tracking on the challenge and getting to where they want to go. So I would love to hear from you. Okay, please reach out to me and let me know. Appreciate all of you for joining the show today. All of you that are watching live, please hit the like button, hit the share button. Invite other people to join the show. Man, we have like over 2,200 videos on YouTube alone teaching these principles and concepts. And my goal, one of my goals for 2023 is to really get tens of thousands of you on my Millionaire Blueprint training program, get you educated, get you trained, give you the tools on how to become millionaires, and get you going in the direction so that you can see it happen for your life. It's going to change you. It's going to change your family. It's going to change your legacy. And the sooner you start, the better off you are. So text Millionaire to 404-478-7213. I'll be back here every day this week for the last week of the year, because I want to give you as much game as I possibly can. But I don't want you to just stand or sit on the sidelines. I want you to get in the game. I want to partner with you. I want to help coach you. I want to help educate you and train you and mentor you to become a blueprint millionaire. So reach out to us today, text the number, and we'll get back with you and we'll answer all your questions. And maybe if you respond now, we can get you onboarded today so that you can already get started. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you again for joining the show. Also, put in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. Can you do that for me? Please put in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from today's show. What was the one thing you heard me say today that was like, there it is right there. Bruh, you just hit the nail on the head right there. I want you to put your biggest takeaway in the comments. Don't meet me here. Beat me here tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, right on the Ramonepreston Show. Love you. Appreciate you. Have an amazing Monday. I'll see you tomorrow.